There's a rat in this family.
While the intensification of the fight between the Harrigans and the Stevensons has generated a great deal of paranoid intrigue in the Paramount Plus crime thriller MobLand, Episode 8 revealed that one of the Harrigans has been associated with Richie Stevenson from the start. Harry tricked Richie's go-to guy, Freddie, into disclosing a crucial detail about the Stevensons' fentanyl operation for Conrad, that one of the Harrigans has been collaborating with Richie all along. In Mobland's first episode, Archie Hammond was never executed for allegedly betraying the group. The audience does not yet know which member of the Harrigan criminal organization has been attempting to thwart Conrad's fentanyl move, because Freddie the information off-screen and was quickly slain when it was made public. However, we can rule out a few important people based on their conduct in the program thus far and certain context hints. Even while there are still a number of potential contenders, the action thus far suggests that one character in particular is the one whose treachery ultimately makes a great deal of sense. Which Harrigans are most likely to be working with Richie? Conrad Harrigan has undoubtedly wronged a number of important persons, and that should be sufficient incentive for them to side with Richie Stevenson and hasten his demise. For instance, Bella Harrigan, Kevin's wife, had an affair with Conrad when she was still quite young. It is reasonable to believe that their connection was not entirely voluntary given Conrad's status at the time. In Mobland Episode 8, he quickly reminded her that they have no secrets, and her anger and contempt are evident. Since Maeve is a proud Irish matriarch and Conrad has been a serial adulterer for what seems like decades, it is not impossible that she would be seeing his opponent. Indeed, we have already witnessed her working with Richie to murder Conrad's cherished daughter, Serafina. Since she is aware of all the Harrigan secrets and was the one to reveal that there is a rat in the family, O'Hara Delaney, played by Lisa Dwan, the lawyer for the Harrigans, is also suspicious. That's a smart place to start if she wants to get rid of the aroma. Harry D'Souza is one of the more intriguing prospects. He is obviously extremely intelligent and always one step ahead of everyone he meets. If Harry believed his wife and kid weren't secure near Conrad, which is certainly the case, witnessing Conrad's breakdown up close might be enough to convince him to start working with Richie. It is debatable whether his apparent total loyalty is genuine or the result of a well-planned lie, which Harrigans we can safely rule out. Naturally, it seems quite safe to rule out Conrad, and because Eddie killed his kid under Maeve's orders, there is very little likelihood that Eddie has any connection to Richie Stevenson. She also feels fairly safe to rule out because, based only on what we've seen so far, Jan's tale with Alice demonstrates that she lacks the cunning to carry out a long-term treachery and deception. Given that Richie nearly killed her, Serafina doesn't seem like a possibility because she is completely devoted to her father and has no genuine reason to betray him. Based on their interactions, it is evident that Kevin Harrigan does not love his father and harbors a strong dislike for his mother. As the alleged successor to the Harrigan throne, he might have good reason to hope for their destruction, but he would also be vulnerable to Richie's anger. Although Kevin was understandably incensed over his son killing Richie's kid, Tommy, it seems excessive to assume that he would be conspiring with Richie to take action against his father. Final prediction. Maeve has been working with Richie. Since Conrad killed his friend Archie Hammond in Mobland's first episode, Maeve has been responsible for almost every action that has undermined Conrad's standing or stability. She has already shown that she was prepared to endanger the lives of her own cherished son in order to cause Conrad permanent pain by stealing his daughter. It is impossible to rationalize such pride and ill will, and it makes perfect sense to believe that Maeve would cooperate with her husband's adversary in order to exact revenge for his decades of adultery. The fact that Maeve and Richie have a past has been brought up several times, suggesting that her treachery may have been brewing for some time. Although it would have made perfect sense if Richie was still more useful to Conrad as a mole, he chose not to inform him that Maeve was the one behind the kidnapping and near murder, of Brendan and Serafina. Though all the evidence leads to Maeve, the identity of the person who has been undermining the Harrigans from within should ultimately be revealed at the end of the, hopefully, first season of MobLand.